What's going on, you cigar freaks? How y'all doing today? Welcome back to the Bearded Gentleman. Today we have another cigar review. Today's cigar is a Romeo and Juileta Vintage. I feel like I've seen this cigar in so many people's humidors. It's almost like a staple to their collection, and a lot of people use these for a daily smoke. So I'm going to be using a little different setup. I made my own kind of spreadsheet here that I'll show you guys, and I'll try to link it down below. This is going to be more or less the gist of the Bearded Gentleman's cigar review. If there's something that you think should be added or taken out, leave it down below in the comments, and I'll go ahead and work on that. The wrapper is an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade with a Mexican binder and Dominican Republic filler. So, do have a crack in my wrapper here. I don't think that's from my storage. I've never had a cigar crack, and I've had a few in there for a year or longer. Also, I believe that may be a water spot of some sort, but I don't think either of these are going to affect the smoke too drastically, and so those are the only issues I see with the cigar so far. The bands are nice. You can rub your finger over it. It's got a nice embellishment. If you rub your finger right here on the sides, all these little dots are raised, so that's nice. This kind of has just the classic look, I feel. When you think of a cigar, you think of something that looks very, very similar to this. It's a solid pack with a little give, so I expect that it'd have a perfect draw or close to it. And the foot here is just ever so slightly blended. You can see a couple different colored tobaccos in there. Let's go ahead, get into the smell here, the aroma of the cigar, if you will. Right here I'm getting must hay. It gets a little mustier up here at the cap. And at the foot, very, very strong barnyard aroma is what I'm picking up. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and cut and get a pre-draw. Okay, so I wanted to show the cap like I try to do every video here. A little wrinkly but very deep. So the barnyard flavor transfers into the draw. It's a very, very nice draw. Pretty close to perfect. But yeah, so on the cold draw, I'm just picking up barnyard. get into some initial flavors here. Very earthy. Little cooking spices there. I don't think it's necessarily pepper or anything like that, but it's right off the bat here I'm getting earth and cooking spices, and that's how I'm going to describe it here. Let me smoke it down just a little bit, and I'll get back with y'all with an update. I am 10 minutes in here to the Romeo y Julieta, and so the 10-minute flavors I picked up were cedar with a little bit of nuttiness, along with the barnyard and along with the earth and cooking spices I picked up earlier. Not so much barnyard anymore, or hay or anything like that. More or less just earth, cooking spices. I can't really narrow down which spices. I can just tell it's cooking spices, no pepper. Cedar on the retrohale, and a little bit of nuttiness here on the finish. I'm gonna keep smoking it down, second, third, see if anything changes. If it does, you'll know about it, because I'll be back in a few seconds. If not, you'll know about it, because I'll be back in a few seconds. I'm gonna sit back, read a little Tom Clancy, and I'll get back with y'all in just a few seconds. Alright, y'all, so I would say we're getting into the second third here, and it is 30 minutes later, so a nice slow smoke while I read my book, and that is kind of what I was looking for. Like I thought, the crack here on the wrapper isn't really affecting much. It is getting loose the warmer it gets, so I'll keep an eye on that and keep you guys updated. Look at this burn. This is kind of what I expected from this cigar. Nice sharp burn. It's not razor sharp, but I mean, no need to touch up anything. Obviously construction's great. Look at the ash there, probably about an inch or so, and it's just a great stick. Nothing's really changed. Picked up the earth, some char, cooking spices have come back a little bit, and on the retrohale you can really get those cooking spices kind of amped up. If you don't know how to retrohale, or if you don't retrohale, you're kind of missing out on a lot of flavors. So my suggestion to you, kind of figure out there are a lot of different methods you can use. Just Google some videos and they'll pop up, right? But find one that works for you and use it, because you will pick up on so many more flavors than if you don't retrohale. So that's just a suggestion from me. I don't think this ash is going to fall off anytime soon, so I'm not going to try and roll it off here. So we'll get into the second, third, and I'll get back with y'all. Alright folks, we're getting down there. The crack's opening up a little bit more as it heats up, but I still don't see a problem with it. It's not ripping anymore or anything like that. So burn's gotten a little crazy, but I have not touched it up, so that's good. I always love when I don't have to touch up a cigar and it can correct itself. The second third was mostly hay, char. I got some smoke, and at the end of the second third there was a musty flavor. That was really nice. Going into the second third, or the last third here, sorry, I'm getting some grass notes, along with a little bit of hay. The spices have, I don't even taste the spices anymore that I tasted in the first third. Yep, right now I'm just getting some grass, some hay. A little bit of wood. So we'll smoke it down. The cigar isn't anything special, I don't think. I understand why some people like to stock up on these. It's solid. It's not too complex, but it's also not too simple. Very good stick. I've enjoyed the smoke, so let me smoke it down a little bit more, and I'll get right back with y'all. Alright, I think I'm going to end this review here. I still have a little bit here to smoke, and I'm going to go ahead and smoke it. Started burning on the crack, and it's coming to unravel just a little bit, so no big deal. I'm going to keep on smoking. But the last third, all I picked up was grass, and then the cooking spices came back into play, and that's really all I got. I paired this with coffee today. Very nice pairing. Also, while reading, it's a great stick to read with, I think. Quality, I'm going to give it an 88 again because it has the water spot. The wrapper was cracked. Presentation, no, quality, I'm going to give it an 88. I'm sorry, presentation, I'm going to give it a 87. Again, because the wrapper was cracked, like I said. Smokability, 90. This smoked fine. Almost a perfect draw, in my opinion. And enjoyableness, I put it at 92. Because I enjoyed smoking this while I was reading, the whole experience was great. But overall, this cigar gets a an 89 from the Bearded Gentleman. And I think, excuse me, this is the format I'm gonna start using for the cigars that I do, with the ratings and everything like that. So I hope y'all enjoyed this episode and this cigar review of the Romeo y Juileta Vintage. So, thanks for watching, and as always, I am the Bearded Gentleman.